Let them say I lived in the time of Hector, breaker of horses. Let them say I lived in the time of Achilles.
The Trojan War was fought on an epic scale between some of legend's most recognizable heroes, such as Achilles, Hector, and Ajax. It has been immortalized since Homer, and we have relived it through his saga, through countless later writing, and through blockbuster epics like Wolfgang Petersen's inimitable film Troy.
You sack of wine!
Artistic imagination has run wild over this subject matter, letting us see the chapters of the war unfold over scenes of swords and spears, chariots and glistening armor, and the gods themselves clashing together across the battlefields of Troy. But what if we didn't need to imagine or interpret what the war and its heroes looked like? What if there was an eyewitness account written by one or more of its soldiers that provided us with the history behind the myth? Well, there were two who supposedly did just that: Dictys of Crete and Dares of Phrygia. Dictys of Crete was a companion of the hero Idomeneus, who travelled with the Achaeans to Troy and was chosen to document the war. He survived and returned safely to his home city of Knossos. But it was not until the reign of Emperor Nero that an earthquake there laid open his tomb, where his history, 9 full books of it, was discovered. Nero had the account, originally written in Phoenician, translated into Greek and published. Centuries later, one Quintus Septimius translated the Greek into Latin in the 4th century, addressed to his friend Rufinus. It is this version that we have in full. The writing can be characterized, amongst other things, by its emotive battle passages. Now, although the Latin is just a translation, I will provide short passages of it from both Dictys and Dares because of how well they still convey the pace and tone of the war. Plus, with the exception of just a few manuscript fragments of Greek, it is the oldest version available to us. One standout passage is Achilles' furious chasing of Hector, the words angry enough to make the reader themselves see red. Hector se agmine infesto tendi videt. Hector saw Achilles' rage-fueled march towards him. Achilles insecutus quantum Achilles hostium patiebatur, ad postremum iaculatus aurigam eius interficit. Achilles advanced as far as the enemy lines, where he threw his spear and slew Hector's charioteer. Rursus veumentius saevire, extractoque ex corpore auriga iaculo, fundere obvios, ac prostratos, cum alios invaderet te super proculcans, obterere. His rage turning ever more violent, Achilles wrenched free his spear from the body of the dead charioteer. He slew all in his way, bringing ruin as he entered the fray, trampling over those who fell. Now the other eyewitness, Dares of Phrygia, was a priest of Hephaestus who did military service on the Trojan side of the conflict. He wrote an account of Troy's destruction which has survived to us in the form of a Latin translation, by one Cornelius Nepos, writing to the famous historian Sallust. While this account also has its fair share of violence, it is perhaps better remembered for its unique descriptions of the heroes in the war. For example, he described Achilles as pectorosum, orre venusto, membris valentibus et magnis, bene crispatum, clementem, in armis acerrimum, voltu hilari, dapsilem, capillum morteo. Broad-chested, with a charming mouth, great and mighty limbs, with long, gently curled brown hair. He was violent in battle, but his face was cheerful. Agamemnon, the Mycenaean leader of the Greeks, was albo corpore, magnum, membris valentibus, facundum, prudentim, nobilem. He had a fair complexion, was large, with mighty limbs. He was eloquent, sensible, and noble. While he described Hector, the Trojan champion, as Hectorem blaesum, candidum crispum strabunem, pernicibus membris, voltu venerabili, barbatum decentem, bellicosum animum magnum, civipus clementem, dignum et amori aptum. Hector had a slight lisp. He was blonde, with curly hair. He squinted a little, but his limbs were agile, with a face which won respect. His beard was well trimmed, and he had a great and warlike spirit. He was merciful to his citizens, and well deserving of their love. These character snapshots go into far more detail than most when it comes to what our favourite heroes looked like, and for this alone, Dares' account stands out as a powerfully humanising text. In these words, we can choose to demystify, for better or for worse, the characters who were first conceived of so many thousands of years ago. Now, to be quite truthful, there is little to no chance that either of these accounts were written at the time of the Trojan War. However, they do make for fascinating reading, and provide an insight into how the legend of the war evolved over time. They were considered primary sources for hundreds of years, and played a key role in influencing later stories and accounts, from the time of the ancient Athenians, through the Roman Empire, to the medieval ages and beyond. And although they are not reliable historical accounts, they do supplement beautifully all the other Trojan legends, and should be remembered for their contributions to the vivid retellings of Troy we see today.